Hi everyone, my name is Wanda Kay, and I am here to share with you today 6 surprising things that Robert Hollis taught me about marketing. These were things that did not come intuitively to me. These were things that were never told to me before I met Robert. These were ways of looking at marketing that I had not done before. So the first thing that Robert told me, and this went against everything I'd ever heard, because I'd heard a lot of people say the opposite in a lot of these areas. The first thing I learned was your sponsor matters. How can that be true? How can it matter who your sponsor is? It matters who your sponsor is because you need a sponsor who at some point in time is at least willing to say that they will point, guide, and direct you to the person who can show you what it is you need to do to be successful in this business. You may not know, they may not know, but if they know the person who does, who's using an effective system and an effective presentation, and everybody can plug into that, that is wonderful. So your sponsor should be a door, an open door that helps you move forward to the tools, tips, and training that you absolutely need to get to where you're going. Let's face it, if we already knew what it is we need to know, we'd already be where we want to be. So your sponsor needs to be a person who's humble enough to say, I'm not the deal. You don't have to go through me to get to what you need to get to. They don't have to be hung up on some sort of military advancement kind of thing. Oh, you can't ask them questions. You have to go through me. If you're getting that kind of stuff, keep walking, keep moving. That is not the kind of sponsor you want to have to that's not a hurdle you need. There are enough good people in marketing and in this industry who are humble enough to say, listen, I'm not the deal, but I know who is, and I can give you access and get you access to that. They need to be willing to do that. And also, when you do that, number 2 is your sponsor and your business coach and your mentor are not the same people. Rarely are they the same people, but I can guarantee you one thing: the people who stand on stage, who go to the top, have had coaches and mentors who help them get there, who plug them into a system. So what are you looking for when you need a coach and a mentor? You need someone who's documented to have helped other people. You need someone who has people who they can point to and say, I helped this person get there. My mentor did an incredible thing. There are over 50 people that point, guide, and direct to Robert Hollis and say, I made over $1 million a year because of this person, and I have been able to change lives using the system he taught me. When you find a coach and a mentor who's willing to do that, that's who you need to be listening to, not the person who made it to the top and doesn't really know how they got there, and they're just motivating you all the time because they have nothing concrete to give you. You need somebody who can give you step 1 to step done and who can prove that they get results with that. That's who you want as a coach and a mentor. And let me also say that in this, when you're looking to begin your marketing experience, you need to be able to generate enough income or be willing to invest enough, not just to pay for your monthly fees, whatever those are, being qualified using your product and your annual fee to get started with whatever it is you're doing, but you need to also consider the cost of your training. If you have a coach and a mentor who's willing to invest time and energy in you, you need to be compensating that individual. And so whether it's travel time to go to your convention or your training or whatever it is, you need to have enough money, not just to pay for your product, not just to get yourself in the door for this opportunity, but you need to have enough income to take care of getting that training. That's part of doing business. This is marketing, and you need to be willing to invest in yourself, and you need to be willing to go ahead and jump in and understand, just like if you open the doors to any other business, there would be, somebody's got to pay the light bill. Somebody's got to get this stuff up and running. You're going to need a good computer or access to the internet. You're going to need some certain things in place that are just the cost of doing business, and having an incredible documented coach is one of those things you need to go ahead and figure into the expense of doing business. And that coach is very rarely is that coach going to be someone who is your sponsor. Your sponsor is going to be the person that gives you access to that person. Okay, number 3, you need a company that is in growth momentum. Now, there's all kinds of momentum. Just go ask the people on the Titanic. You need a company that's in growth momentum. So what does that look like? Now, you and I may not be able to walk in the doors of any company and say, hi, we'd like to audit your books. That's not likely to happen. So how can you tell if a company is in growth momentum? Simple. I never knew how simple it was. All you have to do is find out what their convention numbers are. If their convention attendees, if the number of people attending their convention is gradually going upward, is in an upward trend, then that company is in growth momentum. At whatever point that number starts to level out and even dip a little, what that means is they have more people leaving the company than are coming in. And that tells you all you need to know about whether that company is in growth momentum. And it is so much easier to get in with a company that is in growth momentum than it is to get into a company that's dying and try and breathe life back into it. That's not your job. You're a marketer. Look for a company that is in growth momentum. Also, the other thing you can do to tell if a company is in growth momentum, look at what they're doing with their product line. Are they rebranding? Are they changing things up? Are they adding more things all the time? If they're doing that, it's the same reason your mother rearranges the living room. What's there just isn't working, and they're trying to hold on to the market share that they have and expand it, and what they're doing wasn't accomplishing that, and they're having to move things around. And if a company is in growth momentum, they're not having to do that. So ask yourself, how often are they coming out with the latest version of whatever, instead of using a flagship product that has stood its test of time? In that line of thought, let me tell you, let's look at what kind of products are we wanting. When we're talking about marketing, what kind of products are you going to be looking for? Should it be a service? Should it be cleaning products? Should it be cosmetics, health? What kind of products should we be looking for? Well, first of all, you want a product that people are going to need to lay their hands on every day. For whatever reason, they need to have their hands on it every day. It needs to be consumable, so they're going to run out of it and they need to repurchase for whatever reason. And their life is not going to be as happy if they don't have it in their hands once they've been exposed to this product. There needs to be great testimonials. That's the kind of product that you need. And it needs to be a product that is trending. That means when you turn on the news or the daytime TV shows, people are talking about this. There are human interest stories associated with this product or with this service. You need to just listen to the chatter a little bit and see if this product is trending. Because if a product is trending, all you have to do is find the people who are already looking for it. And then you share what you have with them. And then let's look to what product of a product line should you be marketing. That's very simple. It's not the product you like most. It's not. I thought, hey, pick a product, the product I like most. That's the one I'll market. Robert's like, no, that's not it. Call the company and ask them, what is their flagship? What is their best seller? What do they sell the most of? What one product in their product line, or what cluster or a grouping of products, what generates the most income for this company? And generally, they're going to be happy to tell you what's their best seller. And that's the product you want to market. Don't market anything else. As far as anyone else is concerned, there are no other products. The reason you do that is you want to give your customer the best possible experience. If a customer uses this product, whatever it is the flagship, it's the best seller, they're going to have the best experience. They're not likely to send it back, and then they're more likely to try other things. So you should not be wasting your time learning about the entire product line and all of the benefits and the features and the this and that, the other. You should be able to point, guide, and direct them to resources that tell them the benefits of this main product. And then once they get in there and they're poking around, they're like, oh, maybe I'll try this too. But you should be talking to the people who are looking for a tremendous experience with a trending product that is a best seller. And that's all you have to do. That also makes you more duplicatable. So number 5, this was a biggie for me because I consider myself a loyal person. And Robert said, Wanda, you need to be loyal to those who value you the most. And I was like, Part of me was just like, I got to think about that a little bit. But then he shared this story with me. When Robert was working as a mechanic, he would maybe make $15 an hour working for a particular company. I'm just making up numbers because I don't remember the exact ones, but maybe he was making about $15 an hour. And his method for earning more money was this. He would know his numbers. He knew how many customers he was servicing every week. He knew what that generated gross income for that company, and he knew how much they were paying him. He would take that information, he would go down the street to whoever, and he would say, listen, I'm bringing in this amount of business, it's generating this amount gross, and I'd like to make $20 an hour instead of the 15 he was making. He said, I'd like to make $20 an hour. You think you can do that? And generally, they would look at the numbers and say, this is a no-brainer. You're bringing in this amount of business. We can pay you $20 an hour. He'd say, okay, hang on. I'll let you know what I decide in a day. So he'd go back to his employer and he'd say, listen, the people down the street, they've looked at the numbers and they've decided they can pay me $20 an hour. Can you match that or do better? And of course, egos or whatever might get into the fray and they might invite him to leave. But at whatever point that they either said, hey, we'll match that and do better, or no, you can go down the street, he would collect his tools and he would go with the one who valued the most. There are so many of you out there who are loyal to a company or a product because you've had amazing results and this company has opened your eyes to the potentials and the possibilities that are out there, and you are loyal to a fault to this company, and you are loyal to a fault to these brands. And what I want to tell you is that you need to be loyal to yourself, and you need to value you, and you need to value your abilities and your skills and your family's future, and go with those who value you the most. And I know why you're feeling disloyal, though, because that's number 6. You haven't been doing this one thing that Robert told me was so important in marketing. You need to brand yourself. Now, that's counterintuitive. That was really counterintuitive to me. I'm like, listen, I'm a consumer. I've always used products. I have written advertising copy. You gotta get these products in front of these people. If you're not talking about your products, what are you doing? And he'd say, no, you need to brand yourself, because a company that's out there is making plenty of money. They can brand themselves and their products all day long, but you don't need to be a walking infomercial. You don't need to be wearing your company logo all over everything. People will do business with those they know, like, and trust. And if you are not sharing your journey with people, if you're not saying, this is what's happening with me and my family, or you're not sharing who you are as a person, if you're not giving your heart, if you're not saying, hey, I learned this amazing information, you're not sharing it with other people, people don't get a chance to know, like, and trust you. And why would they want to be on this journey with you? Because the truth is, if they want a particular product, they can go anywhere to get it. Why would they come to you when all you've been is a walking infomercial for a company and a product? People want to know that they can trust you to give them your honest impression about something, your honest story, what's happened, how is that working for you, and you need to brand yourself. So very briefly, I'll go over the 6 surprising things I learned about marketing from Robert Hollis. Number 1, your sponsor absolutely does matter. You need to shop carefully. Number 2, your coach and mentor is rarely the same person as your sponsor, and you need to be picky about who you pay to give you advice. Number 3, you need a company that is in growth momentum, not sinking like the Titanic, and there are obvious ways to check to see whether that company is in growth momentum. Number 4, you need a product that is trending and consumable. It is so much easier to get ahead of a trend than try and educate people about something. And number 5, you should be loyal to those who value you the most. And number 6, brand yourself all day long. I hope that this has been of value to you. If you have additional questions, feel free to reach out. I'd love to help you with that. And I understand some of this may sound just woo out there, nothing like what you've heard from your sponsor or your company. But this is from someone who has helped more than 50 people earn $1 million a year in this industry. And he's walking he's working fast to help more people achieve that same goal. So I really believe that you can listen to this credentialed information. It doesn't come from me, but it comes from Robert Hollis, the millionaire mentor, my friend and my coach. So take care. Let me know if there's anything that I can do to help you, and have an amazing, amazing day. And I'll talk with you again soon.